Time and time again in Africa, elections have been a trigger of conflicts. The people of Africa wake up very early in the morning at 5 a.m., 4 a.m., some at 3 a.m., as early as 3 a.m. to go and vote. When they vote, they return to their homes. One of the most outstanding obstacles, the challenge that faces Africa with elections, is the tallying, verification, collecting of figures, and declaration of results that at times in some African countries takes as far as 10 to 20 days without any official announcement of the results. What happens to these results when people take 7 days in the modern technology of ICT to produce results of only 290 constituencies, of which India produces in 2 days? India votes for 3 months, but produces the results in 2 days of the entire population of almost 2 billion people. What then can we learn, and what lessons can we learn from the failures, the faults, the misses, and the hits of the ICC? The failures outweigh the faults. The faults outweigh the failures. Both the failure and the fault outweigh the misses. And the misses outweigh the faults and the failure. And the hits are dismal. In such a crisis, in such an environment, where results are not mathematically constituted as per the verification, tallying, and the collecting of all the materials that were involved, there is bound to be a trigger of crisis. Is Kenya therefore heading into a political constitutional crisis that could see Kenya not having commissioners, but having convicts in committee? How did they sleep on job? Another big question that I want to pose to Kenyans and to the teams of Orengo: can they ask for an audit of how many papers are in the warehouse? How many ballots entered Kenya? Can they ask Mr. Chebukati one question? Give Kenyans, show to Kenyans the cargo manifests of all the cargo that came into Kenya from the Greek company, from the airlines that carried the ballots. This cargo manifest, which is Wafula Chebukati has kept to himself alone. Not even the airlines, they have been removed. Is the source of knowing how many ballots were printed. We might have paid for 62 million ballots, but we might have printed more or less, and then it could constitute for an inquiry as to where the rest of the money or where it came from. If it is more, where did the money come from that printed the extra ballots? Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, watching this clip, Kenya faces a constitutional crisis. Should there be any charges labeled against which will come? Not should there be. There are charges that Wafula is answering. The only good thing that came out of this election was the PR guru, the PR systems of public relations, of women walking around, women going to hotels to say, God's here, welcoming guests, dignitaries from abroad. That was well done. But the rest of the elections, underneath the electoral body headed by Chebukati, there was a system of criminal enterprise. Therefore, it is up to you Kenyans to seek redress from the courts as to why every year, every time, every 5 years, your election ends up in a crisis. Thank you very much, viewers and listeners, to this video.